The champ is here.
We will definitely not shut up and dribble.
The champ is here. I must be the greatest. The champ is here.
I'm going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
I will not lose.
I'm a bad man. I shook up the world.
Yes. Welcome. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with we. All right, my name is EJ, and I got my man.
MA.
Yes, sir. He's the lockdown DB of the show, so he's in some familiar company today.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We are Black in Sports, giving a voice to the culture that won't shut up and dribble. We are here to interview the best in the game and in the boardroom, laughing at it all while providing a platform. All right. So you know what we do about this time. I got to welcome our guests, and you know I do it none other than like this. All right. This is a man of many hats. All right. So some of you may know him as former UNLV football great. All right. He is a rebel, top DB prospect, loves the kids. He's an educator, a coach, a publisher, an actor, recording artist, and CEO of Crown Music. Yes. Randy Black, give it up for clap it up.
Some research.
Clap it up for him, man. Yes, absolutely, man. Welcome.
What's
Hey,
up, man? What's up, gentlemen? Thank y'all for having me.
Man, glad to have you, man. So how we like to start it is we need to know a shoot your shot moment. All right. This is when you went for it all. It could have been back in the player days, you know what I'm saying? It could be, in the game of sport where you weren't supposed to do that blitz, but you called your number anyway. But just the time you shot your shot. You can't give me that, man. I always shoot my shot. We need a real exclusive here.
Oh man, I think I could name a couple. You put out some great scenarios. Some of them we can't talk about. But
Let's bring it.
I think my first real opportunity was from a coach named Larry Barnson from Clark High School. He passed a couple months ago, rest in peace. But he was on my helmet, man. He was the first coach, first white gentleman. Growing up on the west side, I didn't really have too many white gentlemen that wanted to see us do well, and he was the first white gentleman.
Historical West Side.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, he just pushed me, man, and I wasn't big on academics. And in that year, I was my first year playing varsity as a sophomore, and he made me stay focused and get right, man. I got an academic All-American.
Okay.
Now, mind you, I ain't did that since. Junior, senior year, college, none of that happen ever again. You feel me?
One shot, shoot your shot.
That was my shot. You know? That was my shot. But yeah, just a really good man, good soul, and he wanted to see us do well. You know what I mean, predominantly his team were black kids, and that he was a great coach.
Got an
and
ally,
that's what he
man.
did. You know what I mean? He made sure that I understood that I could do it. I didn't think I could get no straight A's or make academic All-American. And then when he first said it to me, I was like, man, do you know who you talking to? Like, I play football and mess with girls. Bro. What's the GPA? 2.0? I keep that. We good. We good right there.
I'm gonna see
But
my
I'm straight. I can get all the way through off that C. You feel me? But he did. He just made me see like who I am today. It's been some coaches, Coach Rob, Coach Barnson, Coach Bradison, but it's been some coaches that have done things that made me feel like you're not just a black athlete.
Right.
You know what I mean? You are a pillar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need to understand in yourself that you're a pillar and then direct yourself in such. So
Shout out to the coach, man.
Absolutely.
Shout out, coach.
Absolutely.
Coaching matters.
Yeah.
Where did the foundation of ball start? Sports. Where did that foundation start? Bring me back to the background.
BAB? You talking about BAB, Black and Blue?
Yeah, bring me back. Bring me all the way back.
I grew up in the west side of Las Vegas. I grew up in Spring Valley, man. I didn't have my parents didn't have a lot of money.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I come from a 2-parent black home, 3 brothers, 4 of us. My other brother stayed in Kentucky, so I didn't get no personal training. There wasn't no weight coach. You know what I mean? Like, no, y'all laughing, but I know what I'm talking about. Like, nowadays, it's like everywhere. You feel what I'm saying? I do the business. It's everywhere. But when I was a kid, it wasn't everywhere, man, and it was too expensive for my parents to pay for. So I just remember working my tail off to get what I got. And when I came home from the NFL, I was like, yo, I need to give back to the community that gave to me.
Right on.
And give to those kids that were like me. Because I know how many of us slip through the cracks because we never get that. You know,
right.
Nobody spending no extra time with us, so I ain't getting no better. And
right
now I decided to do something else rather than play ball.
Was football the first love or the only love, or did you hoop,
track,
play basketball?
I like
track?
girls.
That's a
But
forever
yeah,
sport.
yeah.
Right?
I had a baby at 15. I tell you how much I like girls.
Yeah, that's a
It was
payback.
so-
Yeah, that's what it was. But football was my passion.
That was
It's
a
my
passion.
passion. I won't even say was. It is my passion. But it was my way out, man.
Yeah.
I know that my dad was in the military. You know what I mean? He got
What,
kicked out of the
what-
military.
What branch?
He was in the Navy.
He was in the Navy.
Yeah,
okay.
and he was in the Navy when it was still segregated. You feel me? So they was
Yeah,
fighting
that's-
each other and all
I
that.
didn't
You know what I'm
know
talking about? Yeah. Like my pops got honorable discharge fighting white dudes in a race riot on a boat.
Dang.
Yeah, it was a race riot on a boat. They was out to sea. They got into it. He was a barber. He was doing haircutting and you know what I mean, got honorable discharge. So we were raised like we were in the military, you know what I mean? Yes, sir. Knows I'm from the country, so you
Yes,
already
sir.
know. But football
already
was
know
my
it.
passion, was my outlet. My parents didn't have no money for me to go to college, so I knew that was my way out.
Right. What branch? What
Air Force.
pops
Air
in
Force?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Air
we used to
Force.
beat up on them. My bad. Sorry
No,
about that.
I
We'll get
mean,
to that later.
hey,
They
yeah,
beat up
we-
on us though. They beat up on the Bo Morgan them. They
Okay.
gave it to us a couple
yeah,
times.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, him and his Blaine board. Yeah, they did their thing. You know, because I seen your
Well,
face. You was
yeah,
ready
yeah.
to say
He was-
something.
No, Bo Morgan was legit.
He was
back
a
in the day.
beast.
Yeah.
No, he was a beast.
He's legit.
And he went and played running back for the Cowboys.
He sure did.
And he was a quarterback in
Yeah,
college.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a beast,
He
bro.
sure
I'm trying
was.
to tell you.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, historical West Side, man. That's dope. You brought that up.
H
man.
Street.
H Street. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then you went to was it Ed Clark
Clark High School.
Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ed W. Clark.
at W Clark?
Yeah,
man.
baby. Chargers, man. That's what the name really meant something, man. I didn't even know what a Charger was till I moved to San Diego. Like, oh, this the
Oh, this is the
Chargers.
Chargers.
Oh, why they got lightning bolts? Where's the horse at? I thought it was a horse. I'm off right now, huh?
So then, was it the blue? What was it? The
Black
group?
and blue?
Black and blue.
Black and blue athletics.
So was that started back when you were playing? Like,
no,
or did
no.
you-
I
or did
started
you
that
start
at I started that 2005.
Okay.
I had just turned 25. I had met with a friend of mine who had a basketball program, and I didn't know nothing about an AAU.
Got you.
So I'm like, what's AAU? You feel me? He got
Mhm.
this AAU basketball program. We a nonprofit. We help kids. I'm like, bro, I want to help kids too, but I don't know about no AAU. You know what
Got
I
you.
mean? So I started doing my research, man, and then I started like I don't know how. Like he don't even like I'm be honest with you. I don't know how I got the number to the president of the AAU,
Mm-hmm.
but I got the number, and then all of a sudden, like we were having conversations. Like
Nice.
like she was taking my calls for real. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So I started discussing what I wanted to do with her, and she was like, "Yeah, like we don't have football AAU at that time, just
Yeah.
2005."
Mhm.
So we were the first AAU football program in the state of Nevada, first on the
Right
West
on.
Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
dope.
when we did it, not tackle, we did it flag. So my kids would actually go play travel flag football games against grown men, not other kids, against
Okay.
grown men.
There you
Okay.
go.
So when they got back into high school, they looking at the kid across from them like, listen,
Yeah.
all summer long, I've been playing
playing-
against grown men,
Yeah.
ex-college players and all of that.
I'm gonna get my ass bust.
Listen, you ain't got no work for me right now.
It's
I'm about
payback.
to kid boy, I'm about to go nuts on you. And like, listen, no bragging, no boasting, but a lot of my kids, like one of my defensive players was with me 3 years.
Okay.
After his first year, he won Defensive Player of the Year 2 years in a row in the state of Nevada.
Oh
I
wow.
know the program works.
Mhm.
You understand? And for the same thing that I think we all athletes at the table. So in that,
Yeah.
knowing that if you get personal training, weight training, position coaching, you understand, speed and conditioning, y'all know how much this shit costs, right? Excuse
Yeah.
my language. I'm sorry. Y'all know how
No,
much
you
it costs,
good.
right?
Mhm.
Well, we do it all for $300 for
All in.
7
Right
months.
on.
Damn.
You
Seven
understand? What I'm
months.
saying?
Yeah.
Say it again. You see your face? Your face
Yeah.
is like, damn, what? Can
Yeah.
you train me? Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of the parents look at it like, yo, I'm not paying that same $500-600 every month.
Right.
I'm paying it once
Yeah.
for a duration of 6 months. Like you can't beat that, right?
Right.
And then my sponsorships and my people around Vegas, doctors and lawyers, they pay for the extra things that we do. And we got a Nike sponsorship. So the kids are taken care of, man. It was a good thing.
That's awesome, man.
That's big time.
So did you take that just from not having that when you were young,
Yeah.
and just wanting to give back,
I
or
was
just kind of back to when you're talking shoot your shot, someone poured into you like that?
Both.
Got you.
You know, I needed somebody at that time, and that's what made me want to start that program.
That's dope.
Because I know how much I needed somebody, but at the
Mhm.
same time, I also know that coming from the neighborhood, your parents ain't got that money, man,
Mhm.
and there needs to be somebody that's helping those neighborhood kids,
Facts.
even if it's just giving you enough to get out. ACT training, you feel me? SAT training. Like, tutoring. All of this stuff is included in my program where people pay thousands of dollars for, and some of these families in these neighborhoods can't pay that, but they got great families and good kids. They just can't pay that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to do something that for somebody that would benefit like my family was.
Nice. Give them some tools, man.
For sure.
Yeah. So how did the college recruiting go? Did you know you was gonna stay in UNLV? Did you want to go somewhere else?
Listen. No.
Uh-oh. Let's hear this.
As a sophomore, man, I was as a freshman, I set all the running back records at Clark High School.
Okay.
So I was averaging 3 tugs a game, rushing for like 150 easy.
Ooh.
I was getting sat out the game by the fourth quarter because they wanted to let the quarterback behind me play. I mean, the running back.
38 toss sweep?
No, buck sweep. We ran the buck action. Everything was buck action.
Come on, pull.
Yeah. I need both my guards coming. I'm getting behind y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find that hole and get up out of here. You feel me? So I got moved up to varsity summer of my sophomore season. I went and played spring ball, passing league, and all that with the varsity.
Yep.
I started at the corner. They were like, "Yo, we're gonna let you play varsity." When we got to double days, that's when the letters start coming. So I'm giving y'all the background for the letters. The letters start coming. The varsity players start getting mad, and then mind you, we got Jay Snowden and Phil Glover and Clarence Lawson and Ahaz Griffin and Quinny Cornell. I mean, all these dudes are seniors, and they got some of the biggest schools in the country looking at them. We're the number 1 team on the West Coast, Clark High School. We went undefeated, won the state championship, everything. Easy. Beat people by 35 points. Easy. Easily one of the best teams ever in Nevada history, bro. I'm a sophomore on this team.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So they already looking at me like, you really don't belong here anyway.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Coach them brought you up. You know what I mean? And then the letters start coming in.
Okay.
So some of these seniors that are like, yo, the sophomores got letters.
Right.
And then, bro, it was Nebraska and Colorado, and it started with Colorado. I thought that's where I was going. I thought I was gonna be a Buffalo.
Who was the coach then?
I don't know. I just know they was black and gold too. I was like, bro, I'm gonna go from high school black and gold to college black and gold. I'm gonna make it happen. You feel me?
And then to the league, black and gold.
Whoever, listen, no.
You said
Eagles.
whoever?
I always wanted to go to the Eagles, to be honest.
Oh, hold on. How are you an Eagles fan?
Randall Cunningham, watch your mouth, sir.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
We'll salute the pastor.
We'll salute the pastor.
Thank you. That is my pastor, too. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
We was about to go in right now.
There's another team
This was
Hey, my whole thing is, as long as there's a story that makes sense.
a connection,
No,
huh?
the connection.
Yeah,
like, okay.
Randall, man.
Shout out the pastor.
Randall,
Amen. Okay.
He was a beast in college, man, and to be able to sit here and watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
And especially I know football. I'm watching a punter punt. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he the punter.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they put him at quarterback. And I'm like, oh, he played quarterback too? And then when you start seeing him play quarterback, you're like, oh, no, he not the pointer.
Yeah.
He's the quarterback. He just kicked the ball, though, huh?
Hey,
okay.
And still holds an NFL record for
Absolutely,
punts.
for the longest. I remember it.
Yeah.
I remember. So I just, I was always a rebel, man. I was always, a Vegas kid, man. I was born in Kentucky, came out here when I was 5, and Vegas is something different than the South, you know what I mean? And
So when did that UNLV letter come then? In the
UNLV
rotation?
letter didn't come till late.
Really?
Bro, I was at UNLV's football camp killing. Can I tell this story? Is it cool?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
I'm at UNLV football camp as a senior. It's my senior year, senior year.
Okay.
Balling. Now, I already got letters from everybody else. Reno, USC, Miami, Nebraska. I got all kinds of letters. And I ain't talking about just the letters that they make copies of and send to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I got handwritten letters from coaches. Like,
yeah.
I'll show y'all later. I got a picture of this wall in my bedroom where I just start hanging up my letters. Like, oh, this is real now.
Nice.
So I'm in UNLV's football camp. I'm going crazy, bro. I'm playing quarterback. I'm playing on a team that's called the Renegades. So it's all the kids that didn't come with a team.
Okay.
So all the kids that didn't come with a team, y'all put on one team, and then y'all play against all the teams that are real teams already, right? So I'm already like, oh, this ain't gonna work out. We don't even know each other. You know what I'm talking about?
Chemistry.
Listen, they don't put the tight end at center. That don't even work. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, let's do it. So they just kept calling little plays to make plays, and I'm throwing the ball all right. I wasn't really a thrower. I was an option quarterback. But we're throwing the ball. They want to see me throw the ball. And then they run. We're playing against a team from Independence, California.
Okay.
Big Usos, black dudes. Bro, I'm like, dang, look at these dudes right here. You feel me? And I don't really get intimidated, but I'm looking at them like, damn. And I'm looking at everybody else like, are y'all tripping too or no? Nobody else is tripping?
Like, is it just me?
Yeah, it's just me. That's cool. So we playing against them, bro, and there's this little contest. Y'all sports heads, y'all know, like, we on the goal line. You got 4 downs to score.
Yep.
You win. 4 downs, you stop them. They win. You feel
Right.
me? So we going back and forth, bro, and they stop us once. We gain 3 yards, and they stop us again. It's 4th down. And, Coach, we've been running a power, offset power with a motion over with the tight end. And we had ran it all camp. And it been working. A little running back from Hawaii was killing, bro. His name Kavika. He been killing. I'm like, yeah, get it, Veek. And then Little Veek, he was a beast though. Kavika, I'm telling you. So he coach says, run it. But play action. Like he called the run. He called the run.
Yeah.
He walked up to me right before we called the play and was like, keep it. You feel me? So I'm like, okay. Boom. So I go out. Great fake. Like I'm giving it to him. Boom.
Right.
Pulled it to my stomach. Bootleg out. Nobody's there. Yeah. I score, and when I score, I ran all the way through. So I don't know if y'all know the old football field, but it used to have like a little opening at the end of the field. I done ran all the way out the football field.
Bo Jackson.
I done ran all the way out, bro. You understand? I done ran all. I'm talking big track. Ain't nobody beat Independence all camp.
That's hilarious. Did you come back like the Miami did and start giving it?
No, I came back and looked around the corner.
You
like,
did.
y'all see me? Y'all see me? And then they offered me the Scotty right there. Like right when I came back from that play, they offered me right there. And it, like I said, that was one of the later scholarships, but the way it happened was awesome. Like, yo, I've been waiting on this scholarship. You know what I mean? So it took this for me to get that scholarship. You know what I mean? So it was fun, man. And I would have wanted to go Reno, Boise. I mean, there's so many schools that I would have wanted to go to. Yeah. But becoming a father at 15, man, it was like I wanted to be here for my daughter.
That makes
sense.
100%.
And I just needed that. I know how I am with my consistency, especially at that age. You know what I'm saying? So I just knew that in order for me to be the best dad I could be, I needed to be here. You know what I mean? Not thousands of miles away talking about, oh, yeah, daddy going to see you in a couple weeks.
Right.
Nah, that ain't going to work out.
And it's definitely tough when the demands of, playing a college sport, people don't
school and all that,
school and game and film and training.
Man, keep speaking.
Just
so much more. Keep going. Study hall.
Yeah,
keep going.
Absolutely, man. And then even though you attempt to be on the right track, shit happens.
Huh? I thought shit happens and you attempt to be on the right track. I thought it was the other way around.
Shit
I thought
happens.
you're just supposed to go through it. It's just what it is, huh?
It's just what it is.
Yeah, man.
That's so. You get into UNLV. How did you settle down from position? How did you get? Did you get recruited as an open position, or like what did you come in recruited as, and then to end up?
I was number 13 athlete on the West Coast, so I didn't really have a position. You know what I mean? I played quarterback, but I was a running back. And they moved me to quarterback after Jay and Phil and all of them were seniors. We won that championship, state championship. It was like, okay, who's the quarterback? Well, who's our best athlete that we can put at quarterback? And so I went from being like, yo, I'm the running back. They was like, no, you're the quarterback now. Like, what? I don't even throw the ball. What do you mean? So
running out this option.
Do this, and we run that thing. And when it's a pass, I'm running that thing. So I only know why we got receivers. But listen, so we, I just tried to make the most of it and do what I could for the team. And then try to be successful. But my position was defense. You know what I mean? If I'm not running the ball, then I'm playing safety or linebacker. So a lot of people looked at me as a safety and linebacker. And by the time I was a senior, I went to quarterback receiver camp, Thousand Oaks, California, twice. Yeah. And I won it as a 17-year-old. So I was the number 1 quarterback as a 17-year-old. And then my senior year, I came back and won it again. So as a 17-year, I was sponsored by Reebok. Okay. And then my senior year, I got sponsored by Nike. And then I brought that sponsorship. This type of dude I am. If I got the plug, you got the plug too. Okay. You feel me? So I called the sponsor who sponsored me, and I'm like, yo, can I get y'all to sponsor my school? And then they were like, well, we can't sponsor the whole school, but we can offer a discount. Kids can get shoes and all that. Your whole team can be Nike'd out at a discount rate. Right on. So I brought it to my high school coach, like, coach, we should do this. You know? And then ended up getting my high school team senior year sponsored by Nike. So it just put myself in different positions to be successful. And then by the time getting there, got to UNLV, was like, what position you gonna play?
Wow.
And they had me returning kicks my freshman year and all kinds of stuff. So I'd be in practice like, is this what I'm doing or no? You know what I mean? Because I'm running, I ran a 4.3 in high school, but then you get in college, they start putting that weight on you, bro. That 40 go down fast. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I was like 185 in high school. Right. After my freshman year of college, and I'm talking about my red shirt freshman year. You understand me? I was like 205. Yeah, 40 was like 4.5. Like you done dropped 2 seconds, bro, real fast. You feel me? Matter of fact, you're gonna be playing a little more time at linebacker, sir. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I ended up just playing on the defensive side of the ball, and that's what I like to do anyway. I like to hit.
Obviously, you like to hit leading tackler. You still
all time?
Yeah, all time. Yeah, that was years ago though.
So
I'm like 5 now.
There's a couple ways to look at it. You can tell me which way.
Oh, come on. Yes.
Don't try to flip it though. You about to try to flip it. I already
ain't
know.
gonna flip it.
No, the way you just said it, I knew you was about to
it's
flip
just
it
gonna
right
be facts,
now.
right?
Okay,
Just-
come on,
just lay
spit
it
him.
out.
Because
Spit 'em.
it's
Spit 'em. Spit 'em.
it's DB Love right now.
All right,
It's
come on, spit 'em.
DB Love, right? It's DB Love. So I'm like, damn, the all-time leading tacklers at DB. So either my guys up
Your
here in the front,
linebackers ain't shit.
either they not doing something,
Man.
or we just coming out of coverage.
I come get their ass.
A little bit of both, huh?
You had to have a neck roll on to have lead the team.
I had neck roll too, homie. I was one of listen, and I guarded the slot, homie. When the slot came out, I get out there with my neck roll on it. Boop, 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 boop. They used to be like, look at this dude right here, homie.
The
Y'all
neck roll, yes,
y'all
sir.
laughing, and everybody. Even when we played Ole Miss and Deuce them, I walked on the
Yeah.
field, and I broke my second hand.
Okay.
So Deuce was like, "You not playing?" I'm like, "You look like you not playing either." You feel me? Like you out here in your warm ups too. You feel me? He was like, "I probably won't play today." So we talking. He was like, "Man, I wanted to see you out here with that neck roll on." I'm like, "For real?" He was like, "Bro, I watch film on you and be like, the dude with the neck roll is out here playing bump and run and all that. Like, for real? He out here balling right now." Like,
I saw the stats, leading all-time leader from DB, and I was like, he has to have. There's no way
Yeah,
he can lead
I
all-time
did.
without having a neck roll
I
on.
did. I just my neck was long, so I had a lot of concussions. No, for real, I had a lot of concussions as a kid.
Okay.
So when I was probably like 15, my last year at Pop Warner, I had a real bad concussion where like I don't remember a day.
Wow.
My mama say I was up and all that, but I
Right.
don't remember that day. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So the doctor basically said he was gonna take football away from me.
Okay.
And you know, I used my football card like, "Mama, if you take football away from me, you might as well kill me." You feel me? And my mama was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I get to play still." That's
There it
cool.
is.
So, you know, I had to start wearing a neck roll in order to play.
Okay.
I mean, and then when I got into college, and like I said, I was 185 coming out, looking at some of these big dudes. I got to hit them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna need a neck roll or
Right.
something. You know what I mean? So
double up.
and then just by the time, and I had a big one. You know, I'm talking about the old school neck roll. I ain't talking about I'm talking about the big one. You put your pads over it,
right here.
make you look like you husky. You know what I'm talking about?
So the top of your jersey
Yeah,
right here.
yeah, way up on the top of your helmet. You know what I'm
and
talking
the front part was a
when
little close to your neck.
super to your neck, and then when your neck hit back, it don't go too far. You know, you be right here. They keep that good form, everything tight. Come on, man, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. So yeah, man, I kept my eyes low and I made tackles, but I covered well, man, and that's something that I used to like the laughs. I used to like get on the field and warm up.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Come on now, they don't watch film like we watch film, so they know I can ball."
Right.
But it's just like you laughing right now when you
Bruh,
see it,
yeah.
dude. Hold
still
on,
funny.
the safety out here with the
Right.
neck roll on, like what he doing? You feel me? But then you get to running around, you're like, "Oh, okay,
Oh,
he out
right.
here
He
balling.
get it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he balling. He
Right.
balling."
Yeah, man. Coach John Robinson.
Uh-oh.
Give me something about Coach John Robinson, Hall of Fame coach.
What you want to know? I mean,
Give me something. Give me a story about John Robinson. Good, bad, ugly, whatever.
JR is a for real players coach, man.
Okay.
You feel me? So JR comes in the first year he comes in, Coach Horton had just left. We had just went over. Like we just went over. Like we didn't win a damn game. It was 0-12. And I was like, I'm about to transfer to Texas Tech. My brother was in Midland, Odessa at the time. He had some plugs. I'm like, man, I'm out of here. I'm going to Texas Tech. You feel me? So Robinson gets announced. Me and my man Andre Hilliard and Kevin Thomas are sitting there. We go to the announcement, like we go to the press conference and everything. So they talking to him, and I stand up like, "Hey, Randy Black, I'm one of your players. I'm your starting strong safety." He was like, "You
With the
might."
neck roll.
Look, he said, "You might be."
Oh,
Excuse me.
clap back.
It's 3 years starting, homie. They've been bringing people in. Still can't start over me, but I hear you, coach. I hear you.
I hear you, coach.
So,
Well, damn.
you know, I'm kind of, telling them like, this is what we want to be good, and we got enough talent to be good. And I ask him like, what is it that you gonna bring here that's any different than what Coach?
This is in the press conference.
This is in the press conference.
Right on.
What's different? What's different than you gonna bring that Coach Horton brought? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And he told me legacy. And after that comment, shit, I never questioned that man again. You understand? Because if you know anything about John Robinson,
Yeah.
you know his
got
legacy
history.
speaks for itself. You feel me?
It
So
does.
the way he came in and I think he respected me for the way that I spoke to him at that time because it is kind of a filling out process. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I think he was like, yo, this is my leader. You know what I mean? And we're going to do so. So he let us start a new, we had a football fraternity called the Men's Club. And
Okay.
he started that. You know what I mean? He
That's
brought
dope.
it to me. We started it. We did it with our first captains. And then we inducted people off the team. And it was a football fraternity, not
Okay.
a sorority or college fraternity. It was a
Okay.
football fraternity, and I
Uh-huh.
had never seen nobody do that before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was adapting a culture and creating a culture
That's
of
fine.
us being men. You know what I mean? So I always have a lot of respect for Rob, man. He taught me so much as a leader, and he was the first person to ever get to me and was like, man, you're gonna go into politics. And at first, I took it like an insult. Like, what you trying to say? Like, I'm
Right.
slick with my words. What you trying to say? You feel me? But he was like, you have a mentality of building. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
a team builder, and we need more of that in politics. You know what I mean? So he is who once he said that to me, and then Coach Brad was talking about consistency. So I would say those two coaches in college really gave me that. Because without him, bro, I can't tell you if I even would have had a shot at the NFL. I was
Yeah.
balling regardless.
Yeah.
But he came and made me understand it's a business. Like, you in college, and it's cool, it's fun, it's
Right.
school, but
Mhm.
this is a business you preparing yourself for.
Mhm.
They're willing to pay you millions at the next level. You just got to get there. You know what I mean? So it just made me look at things differently. And even in that scenario with football,
Mhm.
and having dinners with him, his wife helped me work on my clothing line. I had dinner at their home. He would just always feed me like, business is everywhere. Regardless if you know it's business, somebody's watching you right now,
Yeah.
thinking about if they could invest in you or something you're doing could help them make more money. Like, you never know
Mhm.
who's looking at you and would want to, and it sounds bad, but want to use you
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a way that it can benefit both of you. You
Or
know?
see what kind of value you can bring.
Absolutely.
No,
absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
So you talk about it, right? I mean, y'all played. Y'all went from losing 12-0
Man,
till your senior year. You're going to the
undefeated. Say that. Undefeated. We went not undefeated. Undefeated. Yeah. Undefeated. Yeah.
So you play in the Las Vegas Bowl,
Yeah.
and y'all whooped it.
Smash Arkansas.
Boy.
SEC who?
ESPN.
Yeah.
Yes.
SEC who? I went nuts in that game. I got that film. I sent it to you.
No, I watched just the first quarter.
I shut down Boo Williams. No,
I heard
that's a
you-
bad quarter. That's a bad quarter because
No,
they
but
went
the
nuts.
first-
They went nuts.
But I heard your name on the first two series. I heard your name
Oh, yeah,
probably
I was-
about 8 times.
yeah, I was
you probably
balling.
had 8 solo tackles.
Yeah, I was balling. I was
Yeah.
balling.
Yeah.
I ended with like 13.
Mm.
A pass breakup that should have been a pick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, I was balling that game.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, that was a game that was motivating. Like, everybody was there, and we had just beat Hawaii to get to the bowl game.
Yeah.
We went to
I
Hawaii,
had some crazy wins that
bro. We had
year.
to win like 4 in a row
Bro,
to get
yeah.
there.
And
you
y'all
know?
did it.
And it just happened. Like, boom. Like,
Yeah.
rest in peace to Briscoe. Briscoe caught the pick at San Diego State, took it back. We
Back.
won that
Yep.
one. We went to went to Hawaii,
Yeah.
won that one.
Y'all went in them houses, and the houses
Yeah,
were
yeah, yeah, yeah,
packed.
yeah, yeah,
Timmy
yeah.
Chain.
The,
Yeah.
the attendance
Yeah,
numbers
Timmy,
for
I
some
picked
of them-
him off first series too.
Pick Timmy
Yeah,
up?
that's me. Give me that. That's me. Yeah, and then ran down to the 1 yard line. I was going to try to dive, but my legs was jelly, right? And I had an asthma attack in midair while I was diving. Y'all laughing, boy?
All
That's
of that
cold.
out
there in Hawaii, yeah.
That's cold. Listen to the humidity in Hawaii. I wasn't ready for it, so I caught
I
the
already
pick.
know.
Ran like 30 yards down the sideline. I'm telling you, I see the end zone like, well, I'm about to dive, and my legs just wouldn't. They just wouldn't. You know what I'm talking about? They just wouldn't.
got them can't get right. Right?
That
Man,
gorilla jumped
boy.
on you. That gorilla got you.
No, it was bigger than the gorilla. It was a Godzilla, King Kong, somebody. I could not get the knees right, boy. It was bad.
So take us into the process, man, of being a top prospect coming out of college. What was the recruiting process? Draft, pro, like all of that stuff, man.
It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, man.
Yeah.
It's really about your agent. You know what I mean?
100.
I gave up a good agent. From Watts.
Oh,
His
so
name
you
was
had one
Elijah.
and you switched it up.
I didn't have one.
Okay.
He had been on me for a couple years.
All right.
And if you play college ball, football, basketball, whatever, they find a way to talk to you.
100%.
You know what I mean? And your job is to try to stay away from them so you
Right.
don't get in no trouble.
So you
feel
don't
me?
get any violations.
So, and meeting him a couple times, we had lunch and just hung out, and he was cool. He'd come to the games. He was good peoples, man. You know what I mean? Black gentleman, Muslim, super cool man. But by the time I was a senior, bro, mind you, my daughter now is 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
I just graduated college with 2 degrees. I'm gonna need some money. You feel me? And I graduated at semester. So when we finished the Las
Yeah.
Vegas Bowl, I was done with
Done.
school.
Oh,
You feel me? I graduated before the Las Vegas Bowl.
dope.
You feel me? So I got to play in the Las Vegas Bowl, like to show something. I done graduated and I get the hoop. I get the ball. Like it's gonna be nutty.
Right.
So when I graduated in December, I need a bag. You feel me? I need something to hold me over until the draft because I ain't got no job, none of
Right.
that. Like, I'm supposed to be working out and running. Like I'm gonna do that and get a job.
You're
you
in
feel me?
transition for
Yeah,
the job,
so
right?
I had some other agents that had the capability of doing that. You know what I mean? And this black man couldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wish I would have gone with him if the situation was different based upon my financial needs at that time. He would have been who I needed, and I would have been in the NFL for a long time because he could hustle. He understood how to work the system.
Right.
The guy I ended up signing with was out of Dallas, Texas. He had 3 or 4 other great athletes at the time, and I was the lowest. I was the lowest athlete. Where with Elijah, I was his only athlete. He didn't want anybody else but me. You know what I mean? So that's how much he believed in me. Like, you can go, bro. You just got to have the right person. You know what I mean? So I went with a bigger firm where I was a smaller person, and they bagged me out and all that, but it wasn't. The push wasn't like it should have been. You know what I mean? Because they had other athletes, and it's cool. They were looking at a guy that was supposed to go 3rd to 6th round. Okay. So regardless, you going. You understand me? Regardless, you going. And it got to a point where, you know, I started to get frustrated. I started to get a little cocky. You know what I mean? So I'm smoking weed rather than working out. You feel me? The day I left for the combine to go to Indianapolis, me and my chick smoked on the way to the airport. You feel me? So then when I get to the combine and they like, you good? You in the car with Michael Vick, Chris Winkie, Jamal Fletcher, and Vic roll up and smoke in the limo. I'm like, shit, if you smoking, I'm smoking.
Right.
I'm just saying. They put me in a limo with you. So that means we all going to the league, right? We all going to the league, right? So
this is the top prospect
this
limo
is
right
it,
here,
right? That's it. That ain't it.
Right.
So then, you know, the next morning I wake up and on my door is a letter say I got a drug test.
Oh.
Everybody else ain't got no drug tests. So the descent, the drastic drop from there was life. You know what I mean? It went from you're a 3rd round prospect and getting drafted for sure to you're missing the draft now. Now you're going to get picked up free agent. And when they pick you up free agent, they're not looking for you to play. Yeah. They're looking for you to be a practice squad.
Camp,
and you might barely make practice squad.
Yeah, camp body.
Camp body.
Yeah, camp body. So for the next 2 years, I was a camp body. I was a hitting dummy. You feel me? And I'm looking around at the guy who got drafted in the 3rd round from Alabama, and he's not balling. And I'm looking at the Jets that was supposed to pick me up in the 3rd round. They had 3 picks that year. They ended up taking him, and he's trash. You feel me? And I'm on a practice squad getting my head busted. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, bro, I should have got his money. I would have been balling. You know what I mean? But all of that has made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that was part of the journey that made me understand.
Yes, sir.
Young and cocky don't work.
Yeah.
You understand? Y'all know the story about the Bulls, right?
Yeah.
Y'all know the story about the Bulls?
Yeah. Go share.
Y'all don't know the story about the Bulls?
Yeah, I know the story.
You know,
But we got to share for the audience.
The older bull and the younger bull
bull
sitting on the hill. So a whole, you know, bunch of cows at the bottom of the hill.
Give me this story.
You know what I'm talking about? And then the younger cow say, let's run down there and
bang them all.
Bang one of them cows. And the older cow say, why don't we walk and bang them all? You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. You know, just as you get older, you start to learn, be more patient, take your time, and, you know, think things through, you know?
But that's a great point, though, right? Because, like, a lot of times we want to chase the bag. We're always, I want the bag. I get the bag. The bag is over the process sometimes. And if you, and I mean, it's different situations. You needed that bag. You're talking about a daughter and taking care of your family. So it's not saying that you did the wrong thing at that time, but that's a lot what happens to us, and, you know, especially our culture.
Caught up in a bag.
We're caught up in a bag.
Lost the passion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Want short term instead of long term.
Yeah. And I believe, I don't know how religious or holy you guys are, but I am a believer in the energy and the Almighty, something above us. You feel me? But I believe he felt that, or it felt that, or whatever that is, that I had lost the passion for the game that I played with in college that made me the all-time leading tackler in school history at safety.
With the neck roll.
You know what I'm saying? With the neck roll.
For sure.
You understand me? And the Nikes upside down. Do that. And then when I got the opportunity to get into the league, it wasn't about the game no more. It was just the money, man. I just want the money. You feel me? Gotcha. And I know, my mama say it all the time, she country. You become... Money don't make you different. It emphasizes who you already are.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was something God didn't want me to go through. Like, you don't need to go through that right now. You get this money right now. I was already, like I told you, I was already cocky. And it was in college, man. We was, you know, getting in trouble and having fights. And, I'm Randy Black at UNLV. Yeah, we know. Yeah. So
right,
just, it just got to a point where it was just like, be humble. And that moment of seeing your name on the board from the 3rd round, beginning of the 3rd round, just top available, and you sit there for 4 more rounds, and you know you the top available athlete on the board right now, and
they're announcing it. They're saying it on the TV, just the best person available.
Out of UNLV.
Out of UNLV. I
the
read
young
that
kid
article.
from the West Side.
Yeah, I read that article, man.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That hurt. You understand me? That was a humbling experience that made me be like, oh yeah, bite that bullet.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to eat. You're gonna have to sit here and eat it every round, homie. There's nothing that you can do to explain that away, homie. You're gonna have to eat that. You know what I mean? It was a very humbling experience.
Yeah. So let's jump forward, man. Let's get into kind of like what you're doing now. And I got a question. So you go from that. How did you get into teaching, man?
I don't know. Shit, I don't know. Listen, for real. I don't know. Listen, man. My homeboys in my music, all my artists, my coaches at Black and Blue, they always say, you've been a teacher.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You've been teaching sports. You've been doing, and that's cool. Like, but it's coaching. It's different. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Man, I don't know, man. One day I was doing, I do a lot of community work, man. So it was Nevada Reading Week, and every Nevada Reading Week, I go to schools and read to kids and all that. So one of my homegirls I went to high school with, her name is Lachelle Whitmore. She was at Rainbow Dreams. I'm reading to one of her classes. She pulls me aside afterwards and like, you should be a teacher.
She got you.
And I'm like, teacher? Y'all don't make no money, teacher. I can't do no teaching.
Right.
And then she invited me back to do some kind of little thing they had going on, little party they were doing. And, I just, like I said, I fell in love with it. So I went and got a sub license. And as soon as I got the sub license, she called me like, we got a PE opportunity open. You got your sub license? I'm like, yep. So I went and started subbing PE. And then I moved to San Diego and did some PE in high school. And I came back and got the opportunity to start teaching again, man. And I don't know. I'm just here.
There
you
you
know what I
go.
mean? Like, sometimes God puts you in a situation he wants you in.
Yeah.
And regardless of which way you keep trying to go,
Facts.
he's going to always bring you back to where he's trying to put you. And I don't, listen, man, it's from 25 to 42, man. I done swayed in and out of the lane 3 or 4 times.
But he's
You know
here
what I mean?
for you always.
But he done always put me right back in
Yes,
the middle.
sir.
Like, this is where I'm supposed to be at.
Kind of talk to me about that kind of sway. I know, I play football too at some point.
Okay.
And I know, I just know the process.
You was a DB. You had to been good, huh?
I was okay. We'll get, yeah.
We'll get to it.
We can share his draft story.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
That draft story hurts, man.
It
I'm
hurts,
telling
man.
You.
It still hurts.
But that's what I'm hitting on, because when you're kind of on top of the mountain, you play ball, and there's an adrenaline rush, and this is what you've been doing since you were 5, 6, 7 years old,
and you're good at it.
Yeah, you're good,
Yeah.
and it's repetition, and to the point where you say, "All right, bro, football's done. What do you do from now?"
Man.
Talk to me about that transition.
It was a year of depression.
Yeah,
So 2000, I was in the league 2000 to 2002. 2003, I was depressed. I had braids back then, right? So I was walking around the house with my hair out of braids. You know what I mean? I had a chick that I was living with at the time. She was tripping like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I stopped lifting weights. My body shrunk up. Like, I look like a crackhead. You feel me? Real talk. Like, didn't shave. I didn't do nothing. Didn't work. I lived off of my football money for a little while. Like, I ain't know what to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't have, as a football player, and you know this, as a football player, there's a regimen. There's always a regimen. There's always something to do. You know what you're doing.
It's
Tomorrow, you know what you're
yeah.
doing. It's just natural. I don't have to worry about nothing. I know what my schedule is. You feel me? And then once I got done and put football down, I was like, shit, what do I do now?
You don't understand because you've invested so much into that.
Life.
Yeah,
I was a football
we've
player.
done that, right?
Yeah, I was a football player.
And it's gotten you other opportunities, right? Like it's got me my scholarship. That's
Right.
got that's what I was known at. So you lose an identity, and people don't understand how bad that
That's a
affects.
great way to explain it, because that's what it is. Though.
It's an identity.
And we as athletes don't identify as anything else until it's taken away.
Until it's
Right.
gone.
You understand? Once it's taken away, and that's something what I do in my nonprofit is
Okay.
we teach that. What else are you good at?
Yeah.
Start thinking about that right now, because
Right.
when the sports end, don't be the one stupid like I was. Like, okay, what do I do now?
yeah.
Like, you got to my mom had to really literally smack me like, boy, you got 2 college degrees. What is you talking about? But to me, I'm like, I play football. Like, I got them college degrees, so I could graduate and go play in the league.
So
like,
so
them
I can go
degrees
play.
are supposed to be on the wall.
That's right.
You supposed to walk in and be like, oh yeah, I got
one of them.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
I'm gonna get a master's later. Yeah. What you gonna do with it? I don't know, but I got them though.
It's gonna be right up there though.
But yeah, so that
It's
was
tough.
That's definitely a great explanation of it, because that's where I was in 2003. Just lost, like, who am I? You know what I mean? And that was a transition of trying to figure out who I was and what I was going to do. And I started coaching. That's a great point that you guys brought that up. I started coaching.
Okay.
That's how I got out of that funk. I started Coach Sinkovich, another coach that helped me along my way. asked me to come coach at Las Vegas High School, and Las Vegas High School at that time was a powerhouse for football. They had won 2 or 3 state championships. They was one of the best teams in the city. They didn't need Randy Black.
Mm.
You understand? He already had his staff.
Wow.
He was good.
Wow.
You know what I mean? He didn't need a Randy Black in his staff, but he brought me in to help me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
Blessing.
gave me the DBs. Like, he had a DB coach, and that DB coach stepped back like, no, you got them.
Yeah.
They're your DBs. And we ended up being the #1 DBs 2 years in a row. And that's what I was like, come on, this is it.
This is it.
And you just felt that naturally. And
this is it.
And then
like,
you're just like,
I'm back
okay,
on the football
I'm
field.
back.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then sitting around and listening to, I'm going to say this, and I'm sorry, and I need your listeners to understand, because we're in a time, especially with our president, that is kind of crazy. As a young black man, a lot of my relationships were not with people of other color. I grew up in a neighborhood that was Hispanic and black. That's what we had. The white kids that came to Clark got bussed over, and they were mostly Mormon. You understand? So they didn't really mess with us anyway.
Right.
You understand me? So going to Las Vegas High School and being at a school where it was whites, blacks, Filipinos, like, wow, this is different. You know what I mean? This is a different attitude, different place. And then it just opened me up as a person to be more receptive to other people. You know what I mean? Wanting to know other people, wanting to know more about other people, and not having a problem that if you were Puerto Rican or Hispanic, not being mad at you because you have brown pride or Puerto Rican pride. I want to elevate you too. Not that I don't want to see my black people do well too, but you can't be mad at somebody because they're proud of their culture or who they are. And we have a problem with that. If you say black pride or you're racist, how am I racist? I just want to see my culture do well. You know what I mean? So that's something that really made me, and playing sports, even in college, like, you might think it ain't no racism, but on a football team of 160, it's some people that don't like each other. Like, we don't mess with them, they don't mess with us, and we all on the same team. How that work? You know what I mean?
And
but you might need the white dude or the Asian dude to succeed.
You do.
At the end of the day, the common goal is to
In life, we don't act that way, though.
That's true.
You understand? So that's my point of that story.
That's the power
is what I'm saying.
sports.
Absolutely.
That's definitely
my
the
point
power
is that's
sports.
what made me really look at it like, yo, for so long. And plus, I come from Kentucky. Like, it's a really racist state.
Bro.
So the way my parents raised me was a certain kind of way. So it just opened me up more to being like, yo, you don't want to always just look out for your own.
Right.
Look out for everybody. We own. You understand? All of us are the same.
The human race.
That little dude right there could be the man that gives you a job 4 years from now, 5 years from now. Coach Black, man, you were such a good coach. Won't you come run my company? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You understand? So you just never know who you're dealing with. So it just opened me up as a coach and teaching and the things that we got taught needed to be retaught to the next generation. And I felt like that was my goal.
That's awesome, man. Well, you excelled at it too, man. So you found your niche, you found your groove.
Thank you.
You know, I'm seeing you holding up double trophy. You can't just go and win one trophy. You know, you got to get double trophies, and then you got to get them back to back.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, I'm gonna do it in
did your
football.
research for real.
And then you're gonna be like, okay, let me get it in basketball too.
Yeah, we did that at Henderson International, man. I won 11 championships at Henderson International, man.
Dang.
And I did 2 stints at Henderson International. I was there for 4 years as a dean of students. Then I came back like 8 years later and came back as a PE coach. And we won like 4 or 5 the first time, and then the second time, bro, we went to Orlando and 1-2, came back 1-2, went back to Orlando 1-2. Football team came back 1-2 again. So that's 8. You feel me? That's 8 just in football. And then right before I left the school, I took the middle school to the middle school championship, went 15-1, won that one too. You feel me? Like, let's get up out of here now.
Let's go. let's get them and go.
You feel me? But really, I'm totally honest with y'all. Like, regardless, black, white, I'm at a predominantly black school now. That was predominantly white school, Henderson International and Anthem. I think that I coach in a manner that I learned from Coach Rob, where you have to be in touch with your kids. Your kids have to be willing to die for you.
Oh, yeah.
And they have to know you love and believe in them that much that they're willing to put it all on the line for you.
Yep.
And my kids do that, man. It don't matter what color they are. Like, I just show my kids love. I try to be respectful. I try to treat them the way they want to be treated. But a lot of these kids, my nickname is Coach Chew. You feel me?
Coach Chew.
Coach Chew.
Okay, give us
Because
that.
I'm telling you, because I'm not gonna hold my tongue. I'm gonna chew you
ass out.
Even if you make a play, I'm gonna chew you out. You feel me? Look, you caught the ball, right? You went out of bounds, tapped your feet, great catch for a first down, but instead of coming back to the huddle, you threw the ball and spun it. I'm eating you up right now.
Man, toss that ball to the referee.
Give it to the referee. Get back to the huddle. Parents sitting on the sideline like, but he made such a great play. I don't care about that great play. Certain way we play this game.
There's more to it.
Certain way we play this game.
No, that's
act like
good,
you've done it before. You feel me? I had a coach tell me that.
And I like that. That's what's invest and relate.
Mm-hmm.
You got to relate to them, and then you got to invest to them. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So that's dope, man.
Absolutely.
How the hell do you balance all of that?
Listen, that word you just, bro, you've been doing some great research, bro. I'm gonna tell you, you are one of the dopest interview people. Like this right here is one of the dopest things I've ever done because y'all have really done some background. It's awesome. I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you. Man.
Balance is my key word, man.
Really?
Well, my brother and artist 11 EMC, man, I have CTE, and I've gone UCLA and all that. We dealt with all of that. You feel me?
This is
right now.
right now.
I was going to ask
now.
about that.
I have it right now.
So you're still battling it
right now.
because I saw that you had there was reports you were battling like just some kind of this is still ongoing.
Yeah.
Okay, speak on it, man.
So I've had headaches since I told you I had I had
Right.
concussions as a kid.
As in early as high school,
middle elementary school. Like I was playing, like I was probably 8 when I had my first concussion. You feel me? So I always just figured it was headaches. Like I have headaches. And then it got to where it was light sensitive, so I started putting black curtains up on my. And my mom, it was like, oh, you just want to have your dark room. Like, didn't really understand. Like, nah, mom, I wake up dizzy. I throw up, headaches. So, as I got older, we didn't know nothing about no CTE, man. It was just, if somebody would have told me you're going to play football and you're going to have a great, successful career and you're going to be world renowned and people are going to know you, they're going to recognize you. But what you trade in for that is going to be your health. I would have thought about it.
You would have thought a couple minutes about it?
Man, come on.
Yep.
Only a couple. I would have still played.
Right.
But I would have definitely thought about it. You understand me?
Yeah.
By the way, that's a heavy topic on our show. Like it comes up.
I
so
talk about it a lot.
So yeah, CTE is definitely because now they're saying if you knew, would you still do it? And I think a lot of us that have played the game, like playing, like no, I would still do it.
Absolutely.
I just think,
but you would have thought about it.
I don't even know.
You wouldn't have thought about it?
Maybe blink my eyes twice.
Yeah, like
you would only blinked. You wouldn't have thought about it for real.
Oh, we had different games. I didn't tackle that much. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I did though. So I played defensive end and linebacker.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about.
So I'm in there.
You wouldn't have thought about it?
Nah, man. If I could, man.
Oh, see, you only saying that because you're not going through it.
No.
If you was going through it, it'd be a different statement.
No. I'll tell you this, because me and my boy talk about this. Shout out to Ross. We just don't claim it. It may be ignorant. It may be the black man syndrome that don't like to go to the doctor and things like that. But I'm not going to think and just kind of. So I get headaches a lot. And then so I had a headache this week, and then the CDC said headache is another thing for coronavirus. So I'm like, God damn it, I got corona and the CTE. I said, God help you, boy.
All bad. It's all bad right now.
But no, so I just don't claim that, man. You know what I'm saying? And then
I wish I couldn't.
But see, that's the level, right? Like I may not have. There's spectrums to it too, right? So
I done done the tests. You feel me? The neurosurgeon test. I don't want to use. I had to exonerate all my opportunities in Vegas before UCLA would see me. You feel me? So I had to go see as many doctors as I could in Vegas, see a specialist, neurologist, and then now you can come see us, the specialist in UCLA. Like I done all that. Wow. You feel me? It messes with your. A lot of doctors don't understand. The brain controls the heart. So I'm also a black man. I got high blood pressure. But I've had high blood pressure since I was 13.
Okay.
So when we seen him when I went to the doctor as a kid, they were like, well, you play sports, you're so active. As you slow down, the blood pressure will go down.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Well, listen, I'm 42 now and it ain't went nowhere. And it's at stroke levels. Like I live at that level.
So you just got to be on it
all the time. You know what I mean? So when talking to these doctors, the doctors will want to explain it as just high blood pressure. And going to see doctors in UCLA, they explained it to me. If there's a problem with the brain, there's going to be a problem with the heart. The blood pressure is going to go up if there's a problem with the brain, but we don't see it that way. Most doctors are taught differently. It's a problem with the heart. It's not the brain. You understand? So in that, I've had to come to a realization, back to your question, and my focus being balanced, because I'll be way over here doing music, or I'll be way over here teaching, or I'm focused on the nonprofit, or I'm managing my artists, or I'm managing the models or the comedian. Like there's so much of me that I have to give out, kind of like this cup. There's not enough to fill it up.
Right.
You feel me? I'm a cup filler. I'm a pour out into
Yes.
your cup. You feel me? So we need balance, and that has been what my main artist, 11 EMC, has said to me. Like, bro, you got to balance. When I have my mini strokes or something happen, he's like, you got to work on your balance, bro, because you're so everywhere. You all over the place. So 2019 and 2020, that's been my focus in life. It's been balance. Is making sure that I try to balance it all out.
Well, you said some music, man. We're now into the winner's circle, the platform, you know, so we can talk about, you know, just some stuff that you got going on.
Okay.
And we did talk about you got a lot, man. So,
Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all.
man, let's just talk music. It's a big part of your life now.
Absolutely.
All right.
Ben. Yeah, Ben. My daddy did music.
Oh, okay.
So my dad had a band. They were called the Techniques. They traveled and all that from the South.
Techniques.
Yeah,
Okay.
Techniques, yeah.
Let's go.
Real talk. Like, so, you know, Temptations and all that,
Yeah.
things like
Yes.
that. Like, I can show
Okay.
y'all pictures. They really did that. So,
Okay.
and growing up, my daddy was musically inclined. He taught himself how to play the piano, taught himself how to sing. So me being an athlete, I'm looking at my dad like, that. You know what it is. Athletes want to be rappers
Athletes and
and rappers want to be,
entertainers.
you know what it
Yeah.
is. So I'm watching my pops like, man, I wish I could do that. You know what I mean? So, and I'm sure my dad would look at me and envious like, man, my son is playing sports. I wish I could have played sports. But growing up, my dad started a karaoke business. Being a kid, he asked me to help DJ, so I would go with him and DJ his functions.
Okay.
So that's how I grew my love for music. Just Gloria Estefan, everything, man. You name
Just
music,
everything.
man. Every single, white band? What's it called? Famous white band, single white band.
No,
Y'all know the group, man. Listen, maybe y'all don't know the group, but listen, I know there's a whole bunch of groups. Like, man, who is that? I like them. You know what I mean? So I just grew a fond of music at that time. And then, you know, I started rapping over instrumentals when they used to buy a CD and it'd be the mixed, you know,
Yeah.
they'd
Song,
give you,
yeah.
and you had the
it'd be
instrumental
all
song
the
in the
different
back.
mixes.
Yeah.
So we bring it to the house and put it in the karaoke machine, bro, and start rapping. And
There
at
you
that
go.
time, I'm 13, 14. We just cussing. You feel me? We just cussing. We just cussing. You feel me? Yeah, anything you can say as long as it rhyme, it's cool. You feel me? So after a while, my dad would listen to these recordings and be like,
Boy.
if you're going to really do this music, you got to put time into it like you do football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't have that time. So I still played with it. It was a hobby. Once I graduated college again, I was so focused on a nonprofit that I never came back to the music.
Okay.
And probably when I hit 33, one of my artists was like, Black, back it up, son. I was 33 working at Zappos. We did a Zappos album, a Zappos family album.
Okay.
Right? Me and my business partner, Phil Soul.
Okay.
So everybody that was at Zappos,
Zappos,
that
yeah.
was musically inclined,
Drop.
we got together, made a mixtape, right? It's on SoundCloud right now. Zappos family album on everything.
Zappos family album.
Family album.
Let's
Check it
go.
out.
That down.
Shout out-
So listen.
Did Tony Shea help
On
fund that
everything.
one?
Tony Shea made it. Yeah, he put it together.
Let's go,
listen.
Tony. Shout out to
Shay's
Tony.
a beast, Tony.
Man.
I got a story for you for Tony too, but listen. We made this mixtape, put it out. My guy, Phil Soul, was the director of music for Zappos. Okay. So he's like, yo, are you going to keep rapping, Black? And I'm like, no. And at that time, Marion Wright, like, man, it was a lot of great artists at Zappos with us. And I was like, nah, man, I just came out, did these songs with you for this project, like some Zappos things. He was like, I'm not gonna let you stay retired. So he started pushing me to do music again. And then at that time, my music company was really called Exquisite Productions, and we were making videos and highlight films for football, basketball players and all that. So I would make the music, and then we would give you a highlight film. You feel me? Yeah. So Phil started thinking about, we would talk about, y'all remember the time Jay-Z and Kanye and Rihanna, they did the New York song.
Yeah.
And everybody was talking about the Masons and all the so that's the time. That's what time it is. And I'm like, yo, that's pretty crazy. That's how the conversation started. And he was like, I want to start a company with you. And I'm like, yeah. So we're gonna call it Crown Republic. I'm like, is that right? He was like, yeah. So he designed the logos and everything y'all see right now. He designed all of that. And then we took the director of finance. His name was Randy Harris. He became a partner. We took another photographer. His name was John. Okay, so he was the director of photography for Zappos. The director of music was Phil. Feel me? And then Randy Harris was the director of finance. Listen, I'm just a guy answering phones. Like, thank you for calling Zappos. How can I help you? Feel me?
Right.
These are directors, bro, that
Yeah.
wanted to business partner with me and start this new company. So it was 4 pillars, 4 starters of hip hop. Okay. Tony Shea, getting to your man. Tony Shea, we're throwing parties at Mickey Finn's. This is before Zappos moved downtown. We still on Green Valley, right?
Yeah.
We throwing parties at Mickey Finn's, man. With the first 2 or 3 parties we throw, go crazy. Tony Shea brings me into his office like 3 weeks after our first 2 parties. He's like, Randy, I love what you're doing, but there's a ceiling here for what you're doing. So
ceiling here means
at Zappos. Like I can't give you a job for how good you are at throwing parties and all that. Like you formed a whole little group out of my people. This is how he said it to me.
Right.
Out of my people. And I'm like, excuse me? He's like, well, let me make it more clear for you. Everything that you've done thus far belongs to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh? And he was like, they're all under contract with me.
Yeah.
So any paperwork that Randy has done for you financially, any pictures that John has done for you, any beats that Phil has made, those all belong to me. So I can let you continue and you go ahead and
make this music for me.
For me, like, you know what I'm saying? Or I can let you walk away from this job, give you unemployment until you're done setting this up. And he did that, bro.
Wow.
4 years of unemployment while I was in San Diego so that I could start Crown Republic.
That's awesome.
Tony Shea.
So we got some of the shout out to Tony Shea, man.
Tony
He's
Shea's
always
a beast, man.
giving back to the city
Tony
and
Shea's a
building.
beast,
and I mean, Container Park is his dream. All those people that's out there.
Yeah.
But so we got some of your music playing in the background. That was we had another song. Just tell us a little bit about this song. Turn it up a little bit, Quan.
That first song was 5154. That's a single that's on Spotify now.
And what we listen to right now?
This song right here is called "I Put That On Mine," featuring my little cousin Cease Loco. And this is just music like a lot of people doubt things that you do. They tell you what you can. I'm a football player. When I first started rapping again, they was like, "Oh, the football player is rapping." Yeah, I can do that.
Let's go.
So this song is just about, you know what I'm saying, I put that on mine. Like I'm gonna get it. The song starts off there. My ladder of success goes all the way to the top, baby. There ain't no ceiling. You feel me? That's basically the song. Like I put that on mine. I'm gonna make it to the top regardless. You feel me? So that's the song. I put that on mine.
Wait.
That's me right there.
Rolling through the hood, I eat it up like Reese cups. I don't like the sauce, I keep the Dayton's on them, no. Fizzle while I sizzle, keep the bacon on me, bro. Maybe I get the bossing on these lanes with the truth. Cause bullets ain't got names in the streets when they shoot.
Yeah, they hit anybody.
Mama crying big bros at these foes. Somebody gotta get him how retaliation goes.
Wow.
Put that on my seat to end up both of my kids. It's dog eat dog in this life that we live. So if you got the dub, better bring your whole team. I'm kinda like Martin when I'm focused on my dreams. Everybody wanna be the one till it's time. They say they on their bag, but they ain't about to grind.
That's dope, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Full production.
Little work. We work a little bit, man.
I see that.
We work a little bit, man. Listen, I take all these businesses and all these companies I run now as football, man.
So tell me about this, man.
Oh, the Brotherhood Project?
Yeah, man. So we got the Brotherhood Project. You bless us all with this.
Yeah,
so,
man.
So
I'm glad I could get that for you. I also got the King Q Project too, A Gangster and a Gentleman.
Oh, okay.
The Brotherhood Project's on Spotify as well. It's my first album that we put out to sell. It's with my little brother 11 EMC. You'll see on the cover there's 5 other people in the background. Them is all other artists and people that I deal with that inspire me.
Okay.
So we put them on our cover as well. One of them is 6 John. I don't know if you know who 6 John is. He's the writer for Neo. He went to high school with us at Clark High.
Okay.
And he been doing music since we was in middle school at Cashman. He would go to LA and make like tapes, mixed tapes. You know what I'm saying? Then he'd come back and we would laugh at him like, bro, you ain't doing nothing. Cut it out. and this fool worked. He wrote for Shaq. You know what I'm talking about? Shaq. This the Pimp Chronicles. Y'all know that?
Yeah.
That's 6, homie. 6 wrote that, homie. Season 4 of Empire. He wrote all the music for season 4 of Empire.
Oh, is that why you so? I thought you were on Empire hyping it for different reasons.
No,
so.
I'm signed to Empire Distribution, not Empire 50 Cent thing. I mean Empire the TV show. I'm signed to Empire Distribution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
2 different things though.
Hey.
2 different things though.
Hey, get it how you live.
All the way. I mean, eat. Somebody got to eat. But yeah, 6 John is a beast. So the project is just I created this genre of music called hip hop and B. So I grew up on R&B music. You know what I mean? That's what the genre of music was when we were kids. And hip hop was always the genre in which we lived in. I don't look at hip hop as a music. Hip hop is a culture.
Hip hop is a culture.
So hip hop and B is the combination of the culture with what it was our parents taught us. You understand? So when you listen to the project, I'm singing on the project, we rapping on the project. It's a mixture of what we grew up on, Anita Baker, Luther Vandross, you know what I'm saying, and what we were already in the mix of, Tupac, Biggie, you feel me? It's that mix, so it's called hip hop and beat.
I like it.
Thank
now,
you, sir.
does Vegas have a sound?
Do we have a sound?
You know, like you think about, always people to down south and Houston and, Houston. Why'd you laugh about Houston?
I don't know.
We bring up Houston a lot on this show, by the way. Shout out
They
to
go
Houston.
hard. They go hard.
But
Scarface now.
Oh,
Come on.
chopped and screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. They listen, Texas, they did a lot. Louisiana and Texas did a lot for hip hop.
Did a lot.
Yeah, they
So,
did a
but
lot.
Vegas doesn't have defined sound yet.
Listen, I feel like we're
Quiet.
commuter
He's kinda
state.
quiet.
We're
This is
commuter-
your lane.
we're a commuter city, man. It ain't I think we get a mixture of so many different people
blend,
that the
huh?
sound from other cities come into our city. Or if you hear somebody that's from Vegas and they talking and they like, this is Vegas music, then they probably rapping about the casino, pimps and hoes. You feel me? That's not the sound that I want to represent my city with. You know what I mean?
Right.
But 9 times out of 10, a lot of the youngsters that's born here, lived here, grew up here, that's what you get. You know what I mean? So I don't knock nobody's hustle, but that's not what I want to present. Plus, I got kids listening to me, man. You know what I mean? I need my kids to understand you can make clean music. I can make a song and say everything they saying and never cuss once.
Facts.
My dialect is just that extensive. You understand?
vocabulary.
So now you gonna have to sit down and
with that vocabulary.
now you have to sit down and be like, ooh, what was that word? What was that word? Ooh, what did he say right there?
What you over here with
Right.
these $5 and $10 words over here, man? And with the multiple syllables in that mug. Come on.
But
All right,
yeah,
man.
that's how I look at it, man.
So, doing the music stuff, right? Let's talk about the magazine.
Uh-oh.
So what was the inspiration? How did that come about?
It's not mine. It's not mine. I started off with Soul Central magazine. I became an ambassador at Soul Central. That's out of London.
Okay.
So this is what I learned when I came back into the music. If you're gonna really do it, you got to do it.
Okay.
I mean, because there's a lot of independent people that make music and it never comes out. And I can name Hunt because I started making garage music. I can show you some of my music where you like, yo, yeah, that's garage music. Yeah, it's not mixed well. We was rapping through the little computer mic, not a regular mic, but the computer mic. Put a sock on it to try to clean it up. Yeah, put the egg cartons on the wall. Like we started there. You feel me? So, and where we started and where we are now, man, it's just the process of growth and understanding. I couldn't have gotten signed to Empire. That's Tyga. That's Snoop Dogg. Maybe y'all don't know who Empire
All the
is right
catalog,
now.
no,
Like
but, yeah.
all of that, they got a lot of good people signed as independents now. You know what I mean? So I couldn't have gotten that deal continuing to make garage music. I could have if I just wanted people to hear my music. If I want to be that artist that's like, hey, I'm making music. Look.
Right.
You feel me? But that wasn't my goal. I wanted to try to make money on this. You know what I mean? As much as I'm investing in it, I want to try to get some of it back. And you'll never get it all back. But yeah, we just wanted to do something different.
The versatility. I'm gonna get back to my DB love.
Okay, come on.
Did that come from the foundation of playing DB? Because DBs, I feel like the most versatile people anyway on the football field.
As far as what music, everything I
Music,
do, or
everything you do, you teach, you coach, all that versatility. Would you bring that back to the football game of, or you're just in you naturally?
I think it was taught to me. My mom.
Okay.
I mean, my dad was a hustler, man. My daddy was really a Rolling Stone for real, but my mom was a country woman. You understand? And knowing that the whole goal. My brother was born 3 days before we moved to Vegas. So my mama had my little brother. We got on a train 3 days later and rode the train to Vegas.
Wow.
You understand? So my mom's goal was to get her boys out of the South.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want us to grow up in what they had to grow up in.
Same.
You feel me? So
Wow.
when we got here, my mom just taught us love who you want, be who you want, do what you want. You know what I mean? And I think that growing up with my mom giving us that, like, there's no limitations to what you can be or what you want to be. You know what I mean? So when I didn't end up getting into the NFL and I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do next, my mama brought it all the way back to me and said, baby, your goal was to get as many keys as you can to unlock as many doors as you can.
Wow.
Woo.
And that reminded me, you've been stuck beside this door of football thinking that this was the only key
way.
you had,
Yeah.
not knowing that you got 6 or 7 other keys on your belt right now. And
You
you're
walk
not
around
using
like a
them,
janitor.
and you're not using them.
You got all the keys.
Damn.
Wow.
So that was where the versatility came from.
Boy, I like that.
You know, some people say a jack of all trades, a master of none, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my mama said, in order for you to be able to teach it to somebody, you must have mastered something.
Yes.
You understand? So you may not be able to say, oh, he's a black belt in karate, but he's a blue one. You feel me? It might just be good enough to teach somebody something. You feel me?
For sure. All right, man. So, let's talk about your acting chops, man. What's up with the doorbell, man? You got any other things on your IMDb?
I just be playing. Listen, I don't really act, man. I just be playing.
What's up with your IMDb, man? Is it stacked?
I just be playing, man. Listen. Like, it goes back to my house. Quit. Like, man, I'm just trying to do a little bit of everything, man.
Everything.
I want to be able to put everything on my resume where you look at me and be like, "What? You did that? I did.
Were
you good? I don't know, but I did it. I did it.
I'm a blue belt that shit.
I did it. You feel me? So just more stuff to add to the resume and the opportunities. You never know. Somebody might come and say, "Do you really want to be in a movie?" You know what I mean? I don't want to be the silly guy that they never tried it before. You know what I mean? So I just keep doing the short films, and if you look at my music videos, they're movies. Like, we're trying to make movies. You know what I mean?
Shorts,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah. So we I don't know, man. I do a lot of everything, man. You know what I'm talking about? I feel like, again, and I say it, not trying to be racist, but for a black man, man, you got to work a lot harder in this world, man, to accomplish and get, you know what I mean, the accolades that they would give to somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just make sure that I got enough keys on my belt. They can't never lock me out of no more. No locked doors.
no more locked doors. Hey, I say no more locked doors.
No locked doors.
Love that shit. So let's talk about the clothing line.
Yeah, man.
All right, so hold on. We got the CDs, man. We didn't get no apparel, man.
Listen.
Sweatshirt.
I knew it was
something,
Listen,
man.
I was gonna grab some t-shirts. Listen, when I grabbed the CDs, I said I should get some shirts. No, they ain't gonna trip. No, they gonna trip. They trip.
I mean,
my
come
bad.
on.
I got y'all for the next one. We got these. I'm gonna tell the story and I'll let you get your question. I'm sorry. A promoter in the city, man. I got put on the Vegas reality TV show. And then they
IMDb stacking it up.
Man, you already know. So then they got to Vegas Socials, what the thing is called. You can find that on Amazon Prime. He started talking trash like Randy Black is old. Like, why y'all went and got him for? Ooh, like, now I don't know this dude. I ain't gonna say no names, but I don't know this dude.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when they were doing the hip hop parties at the library. He just so happens to be throwing the parties. I might have just gave you a hint of who it was. So then I'm like, yo, we come in. When we come in one day, one of my artists is going to be performing there. So when we come in, he shake my artist up. He don't speak to me. So I'm like, okay, I walk past him. It's good. So later on that night, he's asking for change for something. I break the change for him. Give him the change. Go about his business. So somebody later on comes up to me and was like, after you had given him the change, he was like, dude is old and washed up. I don't know why he gets so much love. He old and washed up.
Hating.
So I took that old and washed up as us a compliment. That's motivation. So we went and made a t-shirt line. We was already making clothes.
Mm-hmm.
We went and made a t-shirt line that says old and washed up on it. It's a man in a wheelchair.
With the wheelchair.
Come on, man.
Cool.
And now them's one of our most selling t-shirts in our company is the old and washed up shirt. You know what I mean? I'm going to spin it, homie. You feel me?
Let's go.
I'm going to spin it. If you run the fade on me once, you're not going to run the fade again, bro. I'm playing the fade, homie. You better run the comeback is what you better run.
Right.
I love it.
Staying deep is the deepest, boy.
Yeah, I'm on you now, bro. I see you got 4.2 speed. You can't really catch, but you can run, right? So I'm going to sit on that fade, make you run that comeback. Come out this break real hard on you. I'm telling you.
All right, man. So we're wrapping it up here, man. This is the section, and even though you have been dropping gems, let's see if you got another one for us. We like to call this section the assist.
Okay.
So being a coach, like, Jules, you would drop on the listeners, man. Just something short, quick, a mantra, something that you want to leave the people with, man. So give us the assist.
Don't be afraid to get out of your box, man. I mean, I that's what I write on my board as a teacher. That's not even artist, football, nothing. That's what I've gotten to as a teacher. Like, don't be afraid to come out your box, man. Don't be afraid to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how you get better. That's how you grow when you're uncomfortable. You feel me? That makes you learn how to deal in that uncomfortableness and be able to be better at whatever it is you're trying to do, man. So don't be afraid to be uncomfortable, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sorry. Many a night, bro, I was hungry.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have no food.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It made me work harder the next day at practice because I was like, yo, I promise when I get to my mom and them age, it ain't going to be no nights where my family can't eat. You heard me? Be okay being uncomfortable, bro.
Be okay. And love your mom and them.
Yeah, love them. Love them.
Love mom and them.
Yeah, love them.
Hey, so really quick, I know we have your IG on the screen, but you want to shoot out any couple other links where people can maybe go check? And we'll put all of this in the show notes, so they'll be in there. But just some things maybe you want to shout out right now.
SoundCloud. Oh, let me back all the way up because my manager is not going to like that. I just said that first. My bad. Let's go to website, www.ranblack.com. That's RANBLACC.com. That's my website. Facebook, Crown Republic Entertainment. Facebook, Crown Music. Facebook, Crown Republic Apparel and Hats. SoundCloud, Ran Black. Audio Mac, Ran Black. Twitter, Mr. Black and Blue.
There it is.
Let's go.
And we'll put all of that in the show notes for you so you can kind of peep and, tap in and support.
Spotify, iTunes, all of that, man. Check us out.
There you go. Well, hey, once again, we want to thank our guests.
Thank y'all, man. I appreciate it. It's been a ball, man.
Absolutely,
I'm coming back, man. Invite me again, man, like next week or something.
There it is. Hey, we may have to bring you up on this football versus basketball conversation that we're talking about doing.
I want to be a part of this. This is awesome right here, man. Y'all doing a good job right here, man.
Oh,
and it looks all, I'm looking at this screen like, bro, I feel like I'm on ESPN right now, bro. It's real around here, man.
There it is. Well, hey, thank you, the people, for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, please share it. If you didn't enjoy it, still share it, all right? We're Black in Sports on all platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, IG, wherever the hell you go. We're always there. But just know that we're rooting for you. Thank you much.
Screaming, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment until we even.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yo. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap.